Hello everyone, my name is Jinsi Patel and today I am going to share some of my knowledge on the velocity triangles for axial compressors. So this is the axial diagram for the general compressor, which consists of the upstream guide vanes, rotor blade and the stator blade. So now let's talk about the upstream guide vanes or inline guide vanes. These are good used so that air and on the rotor blade can come out at a proper angle and we can get a good efficiency. Now consider that the air or the flowing fluid is coming at a certain velocity known as C1. Here 1 is used to differentiate with other velocity triangle. So C1 is the absolute air which is coming from the upstream guide vanes. So now as the rotor blades is moving with the velocity u, it will not sense the velocity as c1, rather it will sense the velocity as w1. Now in order to get the physical meaning and for the certain calculation, here we are denoting certain angles, which are denoted as alpha 1 and beta 1. And these angles are made with respect to axial directions, not horizontal directions, because we know that this is the axial compressor. Okay, now in order to denote the angle, let's divide the C1 into two components. Or you can say the flow components of axial fluid velocity as CA1. So the angle made by C1 and CA1 is alpha 1, which is also known as absolute air angle. Similarly, the angle between the relative air velocity and the axial velocity is beta 1. So now coming to the exit velocity triangle of rotor blade. Now as derived earlier, the C2 is the absolute air velocity, and now as the rotor blade is moving with velocity u, it has the relative velocity of w2. Now similarly as above, we are dividing C2 in its two components as CT2 and its tangential component, and the angle between C2 and CA2 is alpha 2, which is absolute air angle, and the angle between the relative air velocity and axial component is beta 2, which is relative air angle. Now coming to the stator blade, after from the rotor blade, the air exiting the rotor blades has velocity as C3 and it makes the angle of alpha 3. But now as you can see, there is no blade here, but in case there is any second stage below it, it has a stator, it has a rotor blade, then its velocity angle would be the same as the previous one as drawn over here in the diagram. So I hope you have understood velocity triangle. Thank you.